Well, welcome to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse. And yeah, I did shave my head there. How do you like that? But I figured we're going to do a little bit of Western action today, going back to 1968 with a film that was pretty much lost in the shuffle until Grindhouse Releasing resurrected it and put it out in this wonderful 4-disc set where you get 2 Blu-rays, 1 DVD, and a soundtrack. And this is not the cut version. Let me explain. When Lee Van Cleef went over to do for a few dollars more for Sergio Leone, he was aged on camera. And his next film for Leone, of course, we all know, was The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But in between The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, he did The Big Gundown for Sergio Solima. And it's got a weird history because Columbia threw it out, and with the catchphrase, Mr. Ugly is back, Mr. Ugly comes to town, this and that and the other thing. Well, Lee wasn't Mr. Ugly in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I had a couple arguments with people over this shit until I found a couple trailers and a couple print ads that basically reversed Lee Van Cleef and Eli Wallach's roles. So, in some print ads and in a trailer, he's the Ugly. So, of course, these geniuses at Columbia wanted to do a quick cash-in, and they basically cut 15 minutes off the film, paired it with Phil Carlson's A Time for Killing, and threw it out, and it disappeared, and maybe it showed up on the late shows sometimes. But the thing is, it's a really good film. It's probably one of Van Cleef's better films. And like I said, this was done in between for a few dollars more and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. His name is Corbett in this film. He's a lawman, and he's after this Mexican who basically raped and killed the 12-year-old. And that guy is Cuchillo, played by Thomas Milan. So there's a whole underlying political statement here, basically how the rich get away with just about everything, because it winds up that basically a rich rancher's son had done the deed and they had pinned it on Cuchillo. So there's a lot of really great set pieces in this, and the trailer sort of blows this thing up, you know, knife versus gun in a fight, 1 against 10 in a fight, barroom brawls, things like that, fighting a bull. Like I said, it's, you know, on this one here, what they did was they basically took the film and put back in 3 scenes and also gave you the uncut Italian version, which runs, how long does this thing run? 110 minutes. So when you figure they slopped 15 minutes off that and just threw it out in the grindhouses, you know, as a double feature with, like I said, A Time for Killing, it's pretty lame. But our friends at Grindhouse Releasing have put it together. It really looks good. It's, like I said, one of Van Cleef's better roles, and it's almost like a forgotten film because it really didn't get that much play. And again, I want to thank Grindhouse Releasing for their support and the Fusebox Show for their support too. If you go to Fusebox, the Fusebox Show, I got a segment on every month, a Grindhouse Moment, which is pretty cool, and these guys push my product. It's just a shame that things are the way they are, that stuff just isn't selling, but I get it. We're all sort of in a jackpot right here. So definitely worth picking up the big Gundown on the package from Grindhouse Releasing. Also, Grindhouse Releasing is road showing Scum of the Earth for a while until they hit it up with a Blu-ray in a year or so. So check grindhousereleasing.com for that schedule, and you know, see what else they got. They got a lot of great stuff. And I don't know, you know, it's kind of weird with the whole thing with Lee Van Cleef, because part of the reason he quit acting in the beginning was because he got tired of being typecast. And the man had range. I mean, you know, you look at some of the stuff he did and how he flourished after, you know, being rediscovered, you know, for a few dollars more, and you know, there's the bunch of stuff that he did, and the fact that, you know, Larry Cohen in his book said that he wrote El Condor, Van Cleef was cast, and Lee didn't want to get on the plane. And he just said, I'm tired of doing the same old shit. And Larry Cohen said, Lee, this is a comedy. And Lee said, I always wanted to do a comedy. And when you look at that portrayal of Giroux in El Condor, you can see what he was doing, because it isn't the steely-eyed, you know, gunfighter, bad guy, Sheriff Lee Van Cleef. It's this crazy old desert rat, and he does well with Jim Brown. So that's another film you got to check out if you can find it, El Condor. So that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.